books of poetry handle this question about the pages differently. But we get publisher, and here's this information here.
Okay, so what font do you like? We'll make it big.
Oh, you decide about the fonts.
But
I like
so
anything you like. So rapid fire, not quite knowing what we're doing. But I guess we'll set something up and see if we want to change it.
One of them has ish in it too.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Poetry is the next thing that happens. Poetry is flying in a piece of tile. Poetry is when a tiger has eaten you up, but vomits because you don't taste good. Poetry is paper inside out. Poetry is halfway between all the colors, not counting plants. But poetry is several kinds of animal. 1, rhinoceros. 2, ground squirrel. 3, jagged crocodile. 4, pet reptile. 5, and even human. When the night is like silk, it drops and shatters on the ground. The shapes of the shatter are poems. I don't know the number, but it may be totally crazy, like 14. Anyway, I pick up a batch, I take them to town, and trade some of them for food, such as licking the chocolate milk off a brown cow, eating raw onions in a tree, and then I lock up the rest of them and bury them in the sky again. So it goes. The whole thing is a gift here. I give to you. Knot, untie, moon, pelican, beautiful. That's a poem.
Poetry, a work of art and a thought-filled idea that happens to be like that of a piece of tile with brilliant designs of color, like a tiger on a clean sheet of paper. All types demonstrating an inside-out structure and ideas. Poetry is a plant with buds of color and bark sturdy enough for animals. It is jagged way of words and almost unclear as taking care of my pet reptile. Words like silk drapes and the flow shatters suddenly and unknowingly. Numbers not included. Funny, witty, serious, crazy. Genres all mixed into one butter of batter where a town of cookies and chocolate chips emerge. A lick of a finger and the poem enters into the mind. Brown and orange, a scrape in the mind, yet a petal in the heart is locked away. It is buried, yet the mind appreciates the gift it has been given. Poetry presents you with enlightening ideas and strong-held knots that will last and shine like the moon. Poetry is something beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's good.
Beautiful. Okay, shall we say 1, 2, 3, go? Is the whole earth edible?
The earth could be eaten, but it is very possible to break a tooth from all the pebbles and tree bark that you would have to chew.
What do you want for your next birthday?
I want a hedgehog with a cute black nose and smooth spike.
What language do clouds speak?
They don't speak a specific language, but they bark at each other with loud, wondrous roars.
Does each of your fingers think its own thoughts?
My fingers don't think. They are followers to a leader, led by the brain.
What will you be doing in 2045?
I will be flying in a floating car and drinking grapefruit juice.
What kind of a pet would you like to have?
A pigeon, without a disease.
And what will be your favorite work?
Who knows? I sure don't, but maybe a doctor or a nurse.
What does a cat think about when it's looking at you?
Milk. Cats are always thinking about a nice cold glass of milk, no matter who they may be looking at.
What is this?
A 3-word question, a line of words that have a meaning, an unknown answer.
Would you like some cheese? What else?
I love blue cheese. It has a wonderful name with a musky flavor, but I only like it alone, by itself. Maybe that is why it is so blue all the time.
Do you enjoy standing on your head?
A head is not meant for standing, it is meant for thinking. If you stand on your head, you might be insane in the membrane, or maybe just silly.
What's the silliest thing you can say?
Let's save that for another day.
Okay. And then
These
questions
are
by
questions
you.
by Izzy and answers by Jack. Where do raindrops come from?
Angels who are crying because they have problems with their boyfriends.
What if the dinosaurs still roamed in the world?
I'd invite them to play games and share some lunch.
What is wood?
Halfway between tree and poem.
Before you were born, who, what were you?
A twinkle, a swinging door, a flock of little bugs.
Where does dust come from?
It comes from everything, which in turn comes from old dust.
What number is between 1 and 0?
All of them, when they want to hide somewhere and have a party.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The egg came first, but before that there was a group of stars in the shape of a chicken.
Where does the day go when it's nighttime?
It cuts itself up into light yellow squares and puts itself in a big brown envelope waiting for tomorrow.
What is flavor?
F-L-A-V-O-R, feeling, love, appetite, victory, orange juice, and reality.
How do we see? What is eyesight?
Our eye is a pretty little ball with a dark hole in it. Light goes in there because it's curious.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Flashlight. Flashlight who? Flashlight from this planet and see what happens.
Is this the last question?
Hell no.